Welcome into Fantasy Filmball, the show where we turn movies into sports and sports into something that we don't talk about here. My name is Matt, with me is Dylan, and today we are going to be discussing final Oscar predictions for the acting categories. This is a big one, so let's just jump right into the acting categories. Dylan, take us away with supporting actor.
Best supporting actor. Wow. What a category here. Because all year long, we're like, what could happen?
Nightmare.
There's so many different angles. And to me, I feel very confident about four here.
Mm-hmm.
Ki Kwan, Everything All at Once. Both Banshee Boys of Gleason and Keegan. And then Dano. I think those are a pretty safe four. Dano could miss, but recently, he's gotten in where he needs to be. I feel good about that. The 5 slot, though, here's where stuff gets a little shaky. If you're someone out there predicting Babylon for picture, you have to have Brad Pitt in. Babylon does not make picture without Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
If you're not predicting Babylon for picture, you should not put Brad Pitt in. Who do you put in? I would say Eddie Redmayne. He got the BAFTA. He has SAG. He has Golden Globe. He's got stuff. He is not Jared Leto. He is not Ben Affleck. He has more than them. So to me, if Babylon's on picture, you put in Eddie Redmayne. You can make the case for Hirsch. I don't see double nominations in this category. Women Talking is not getting an acting performance in. Ben Whishaw, if he couldn't get BAFTA, he's not getting in here. And then Causeway is not going to be a just supporting actor or nothing type movie. And Tom Hanks, if he was going to get something, he should have shown up at SAG, and he didn't show up at SAG. So to me, that 5 slot, it's either Pitt, it's Redmayne. If you have Babylon picture, like myself, you have Pitt. If you don't have Babylon picture, you have Redmayne.
I don't have Babylon in picture, but I do have Pitt. And I've got the same top 5 as you. But I don't have Babylon in picture. I think Pitt is still strong. Eddie Redmayne, he feels like Jared Leto in The Little Things. He feels like Ben Affleck in The Tender Bar. Right? Like, he did get BAFTA. I mean, maybe he happens. But it just doesn't feel right to me at the moment. Maybe I'll change it eventually, but I'm just going to stick with Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I just struggle to see how Pitt can get in without the movie and picture, because as we've gone through the tech categories, we don't really have Babylon for a lot down there, and I don't know how. I guess Pitt could squeak in without it, but still, it just feels weird that Pitt gets in without the picture getting in as well when the picture is so up in the air at the 10 slot. However, I don't think there's really much else to say here. You could be bold and go out there and say Tom Hanks, Elvis overperformance. You could be bold and say, hey, they're going to move someone random into supporting, or they're just going to pluck someone completely random from a movie they really love. Who would that be? I couldn't really give you a name. My heart would say, throw Gabriel Lavelle here, even though he's clearly the lead of the movie. Give him a nomination, because they won't nominate him in lead because they don't put kids in lead. But I would love that. I'm not going to predict it, though. But more power to you if you do.
Yeah, honestly, I think if Pitt misses, it's got to be Redmayne. It's got to be Redmayne at this point. It's one of those two. This category is a nightmare to me. It's such a nightmare. I don't know what to... Like, it's such a funny category because it's so clear-cut for the top, 3. Even maybe 4, but then afterwards it's just like, what's happening? This is one where it's never the same in, anywhere.
I would say 4 because I think regardless of who it is, 4 is a Fableman. Is it Dano or is it Hirsch? Yeah. It's one of them. And then 5 is, I guess, Pitt, Redmayne. I don't think there's anyone else, because even if, my crazy scenario, if they throw LaBelle in supporting, he just replaces Dano. And then still it's going to be Pitt or Redmayne.
But what if Dano is Katrina Balfe from last year?
He could. I was predicting that all the way until SAG. And then SAG was like, that would be where Hirsch, I guess, would show up. I know Dench didn't show up at SAG, but Hirsch kind of needed SAG, and Hirsch isn't like Judi Dench. You say Judd Hirsch, you don't think, oh, Dame Judi Dench. That type of level of recognition. I don't know. Enough of supporting actor. Over to you, supporting actress.
Okay. I think we can agree on the top 3, maybe the top 4.
Top 4.
So, Angela Bassett is number 1. It's just what it is. She won Golden Globe, Critics' Choice. She's going to win SAG. She's nominated for BAFTA, even though they did not nominate Black Panther in a single other place. So, she is winning. She is winning. That's just how it goes. Number 2, we've got Carrie Condon, Banshees of Inisherin. That is, Carrie Condon's going to be the person who seems like the front runner all year long and is not in the end. That it's reminiscent of Laurie Metcalf in Lady Bird, who was the front runner until she just wasn't anymore. Then at number 3, we've got Jamie Lee Curtis in Everything Everywhere All at Once. She's guaranteed at this point, and good for her. She's been campaigning her goddamn ass off. Good for her. Good for her. Then at number 4, Hong Chow, The Whale. She got the BAFTA nomination this morning. She got SAG. That's big. That's big. She had such a resurgence. So Hong Chow, The Whale, and plus, if we're saying that The Whale is doing really well in picture right now and it's surging right at the right moment, then Hong Chow is right goddamn there.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Stephanie Sue is my current pick. Everything Ever All at Once. But when was the last time we saw double nominations?
A long time, if ever.
When was the last time? But they did it at SAG. They did do it at SAG. It makes sense. And who else is really strong in this category right now? Some people would say Dolly DeLeon. I would say bullshit. Bullshit. Of course she made it in BAFTA. That's just a BAFTA thing to do.
Yeah,
but she was probably one of the saves from BAFTA. She wasn't top 3. So, that says nothing. She made Golden Globes. Yeah, so what? She didn't make SAG. So what? So I say Dolly DeLeon, bullshit. Janelle Monáe, she's flopping all over the place.
Yeah,
flopping all over the place. They are just not making it, unfortunately. It's just something that is not happening. We could see a possibility of something like Marina de Tavira having a coattail nomination of someone who, at the beginning of the season, was being predicted. Like Marina de Tavira, she was not a name that no one had ever uttered in the awards race before. She just hadn't gotten any nominations. And that, to me, feels like Nina Haas in Tar. Nina Haas in Tar would be someone who would be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, even though she hasn't gotten any other nominations. But the last possibility that we have to consider here, my number 6 slot, my alternate that I'm going to give instead of Stephanie Sue, if Stephanie Sue is to miss, my alternate would be Michelle Williams in The Fabelmans. There's no point in predicting it, but it could happen. I think the reason why we're going back to this right now is because we're all trying to figure out why the hell she missed out on SAG. We're all like, was it because of vote splitting? And we've heard reports that there's a lot of voters who are putting her in supporting, and we know the Academy is not afraid to do that. They're not afraid to nominate someone where they think they deserve to be.
See, I don't think she missed SAG due to vote splitting. She missed SAG because SAG loves Viola Davis, so that's one slot. Yo and Blanchett are locks. Deadweiler is such an actor's performance, and I've been saying it all year. Actors love Ana de Armas. There's your 5. Michelle Williams, people who watch that movie, some say they love her, others say she's very much overacting. And if you're an actor and you see someone very much trying effort into overacting, you may not like it. So to me, that's why she missed there. It's, I think, the same reason why maybe Margot Robbie missed, even though I really like Margot Robbie in Babylon. Here for supporting actress, though, I agree with your top 4. I'm really interested to know who were the 3 populist choices from BAFTA, because obviously they'll never tell us, but I think that would say a lot. Because
Bassett, Condon, Curtis.
See, I could see a world where Condon wasn't a top 3, and it could have been Chow.
Yeah,
because
I could see that too.
And this is also kind of crazy. I feel like predicting this. I'm not going to predict it. But Carey Mulligan and She Said, she got the BAFTA today. She seems like someone who could be a top 3. If someone loves that She Said as BAFTA Day, giving it screenplay and supporting actress, that is someone who could be a top 3 vote in a category that is as fluid and as all over the place as this. Because Sue makes sense, but also the double nominations doesn't make sense. DeLeon makes sense if you're predicting triangle for picture. If you don't have triangle in picture, you cannot put her here. So if you have triangle in picture, triangle in screenplay, sure, this can come along as well.
Yeah.
Haas is someone who I, like you said, could be that Marina de Trevello for Roma, but I'm not going to predict that because that's just so random, so out there. And I feel like Tar would need to be a little bit bigger of a player. But I mean, if Tar gets in editing, if Tar gets in cinematography, if it gets those 2 additional nominations, sure, this could coattail along. It can't get sound. I was going to say sound, but it can't get sound. And Thankfully, it can't get score either. So, and Monet seems dead. So to me, I guess your 5 slots are between Sue, Williams, DeLeon, and Mulligan. And I don't believe in a double-double nomination. I'm not going to predict Michelle Williams getting in here. And I don't have triangle and picture. So by default, I have Carey Mulligan. Do I feel good about it? I don't. But I do.
Okay, well, we'll have to see. I could see the big surprise of the morning being Michelle Williams is in this category. I could 100%. Totally see it happen.
I think she's probably more likely than Mulligan, but I'm not going to predict that.
Yeah. I'm going with my heart and putting Stephanie Sue here, though. So I'm just going to stick with my heart. But you've already talked a little bit about actress, so let's dive in a little bit deeper. But before we go into your top 5 here, walk us through, why has Andrea been rising? Andrea Riseborough is...
Yeah.
What the hell is going on, man?
I can't believe I have her over Margot Robbie and Babylon in my predictions. She's at number 7 right now. Robbie's at 8. Honestly, I don't believe this is happening at all. But I can't see a world where Margot Robbie gets in. Even if, I guess if Michelle Williams is supporting and Viola Davis misses, sure. But at that point, Williams wouldn't be in supporting. She would still be lead. She's rising because her PR agent or whoever is doing a really good job of sending out these mass emails and texts saying, hey, post this copy pasta for me, and it will do wonders. I wonder what they're paying them. I wonder if it's just like, hey, it's an IOU. We'll help you out somewhere down the line. But it's getting notoriety, but I think it's too little too late. Voting already started when they started that. They need to start like a week earlier, and then maybe it could have happened. But the fact that they sent out while voting was going on, I'm sure a lot of Oscar voters like myself, if I had the ability to vote, would vote the very first possible minute, the very first possible hour. They would want to get their ballot in immediately. And I think it was too little too late. Other people who I just don't see a world, but let's mention them just to have fun. Naomi Ackie and Olivia Colman. They're not getting in, but they're outside looking in. So to me, it's a top 6. And Yo, Blanchett, I think are 100% in. Deadweiler feels pretty good to me. Yes, I can see the angle. People just don't watch Till. They don't want to watch this because it's too much. But at that same argument, people who do watch it really appreciate it. I know you're not one of them, but I know a lot of people who watch Till love Deadweiler. SAG put her in, and the fact that SAG put her in is enough for me here. Ana de Armas is someone who all season long I've been like, I understand why people aren't predicting it, but she makes so much sense. And we've seen that recently. She got Globe.
Why does she make sense, man?
Actors love her. She's playing a real life person, and she is that movie. And
yeah, but that movie is shit. So
I said this when the movie came out. A lot of people will say that, but I'm sure there's almost as many people who are on the other side. They just don't want to talk about it because they know they will get ripped to shreds if they say anything positive about that movie.
Yeah, is Blonde the MAGA cap of cinema, where no one wants to? Like, no one is going to admit it, but somehow 50% of people fucking voted for it.
Hey,
Jesus
Colin
Christ.
Farrell supported it, and if Colin Farrell supports it, I'm sure many others do. So that brings us to the 5 slot, and to me, I still have Michelle Williams here. If she isn't supporting, I guess my whole Woman King underperformance goes out the window because Viola Davis would slide in. But I'm not going to predict Williams to move to supporting, and I still think Fabelmans is a top 4, top 5 Best Picture candidate, and I think that's good enough to get Michelle Williams in here. She's playing Steven Spielberg's mom. She's getting nominated. It's just, is she here or is she supporting? And I don't have any proof or anything like that to say supporting, because I feel like even if there was like talks of her moving supporting, we would hear something about it. Like, there would be like a Clayton Davis or an IndieWire article say like, hey, I talked to this Oscar voter who says Williams is going to be supporting, but it would be a little bit more wider traction. Like, I know there's small stuff like that, but it would be like, oh, we've heard X amount of people, or there's random people online saying this, that like the hidden voters that still tweet out stuff that go by alternative names or stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that's what Clayton Davis was saying, is that he's spoken to a lot of voters who said that they were doing Michelle Williams either not at all or in supporting. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting to me, but ultimately, I'm starting to get the feeling that Michelle Williams is going to miss here, and Ana de Armas will be in. But I don't want to predict that, because I've got Michelle Williams for 100-1 odds on Gold Derby. So I'm not going to drop Michelle Williams here, but I am going to, out of stubborn defiance, say that Ana de Armas is Lady Gaga in House of Gucci because Blonde similarly is a piece of shit. And Ana de Armas is not good in this movie, and I don't understand the buzz around it. I can't, in good conscience, I can't predict her because I think she's awful. I think she's so bad in this movie. And I like Ana de Armas, I really do. I just think that this whole movie was just so misguided. Whatever. I'm getting the bad feeling in my stomach that it's going to be Ana de Armas and Viola Davis in the end, but currently I'm keeping it Viola Davis, Michelle Williams.
Theoretically, Michelle Williams is available in Gold Derby for 101 odds and supporting, so you could just take her and have her in both, and you'll get one right, maybe.
One. Or neither.
Maybe not.
Or neither.
Or neither.
Because it's possible she just completely gets left out.
And if she completely gets left out, anyone who's still saying Fableman's has a shot to win picture, you're good. You're done. You're out of here.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. At this point, we'll talk about picture soon, but at this point, like how is Fableman's winning picture at this point? Yeah. It's gonna miss everything. So let's move on to actor, the category that's giving us all a migraine. And that's not because of the top 4 in here, because the top 4 is so easy. So easy. Brendan Fraser, Colin Farrell, Austin Butler, Bill Nighy. We can agree on all 4 of those, right?
You should have read it like Tarantino at the Globes. Give them all little taglines and everything.
What? I can't remember what he did. What did he do?
Like he introduced all the drama nominations in a very tagline way, and then said, "Oh, the blue people from Avatar," or something like that. But I don't know that the way you the phrase reminded me.
What he did? He went up. He went Steven Spielberg, Kate Blanchett. These are the characters, directors, and actors responsible for the films. Yeah, Tom Cruise.
Such a guy. But speaking of Tom Cruise,
cringy. Yeah, you've got Tom Cruise in number 5, right?
I do because I don't buy Paul Mescal being a solo nomination for Best Actor, and by default, I still have Maverick as a top 3 contender, and I think that he will coattail here with another category that we'll get to in a little bit.
I don't see why Paul Mescal would be number 6. Not number 6. I don't see why he'd be number 5. I don't see why he's surging, because it's not like it was a surprise he was making BAFTA. Of course he was making BAFTA. Of course he was making BAFTA. He's a British actor in an acclaimed British film. If anything, Aftersun underperformed at BAFTA, right? It missed screenplay, it missed director, it missed picture. It still got Paul Mescal. That doesn't show passion for him. That shows that he was a goddamn jury pick. So
and it shows how weak that category was.
It shows how weak the category is. I don't think he's getting in here, but who else can? There's Tom Cruise, who has missed everywhere. He missed SAG, where he should have got in. He missed Golden Globe, where he should have got in. He got in Critics' Choice with 6 nominees, but they were just doing everything. So Mescal and Tom Cruise are there. But who else could make it? It's going to be a coattail nomination. It could be Gabriel Labelle in The Fabelmans. That's my pick, number 5. Just because I'm like, what the hell? What the hell's going on? I don't know. I'll just put Gabriel Labelle in. Could be Diego Calva in Babylon. I don't think so, because Babylon's really weak right now. It could be Jeremy Pope in The Inspection, who has that Golden Globe nomination, who has a very Beatty performance. In a film that it's a performance that I think a lot, if people see the film, it's going to stick with them. It could also be Tom Hanks in A Man Called Otto, just out of fucking left field. It could be Adam Sandler in Hustle, who got that SAG nomination out of nowhere. Could be Hugh Jackman in The Sun, which has horrible critic reviews and no one's seeing it, so I don't think it's going to be there. I'm going to say it's not Felix Kammerer, who did not get the BAFTA nomination. I think he was maybe the only BAFTA long list mention that did not get nominated. So
he was the sole non-All Quiet nomination.
I'm going to say he is out. And that's why I have to go with my gut. I'm just going to stick with Gabriel Labelle in The Fabelmans. But I would say Tom Cruise is next most likely. I don't see Mescal happening here. I just don't.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Aftersun, if it was going to get anything, it was going to be screenplay. and it would be a solo screenplay nomination. The movie's too small. It's A24's third priority, and we've seen the past A24 struggles of 2. They're going to get 2 this year, but not by their own doing, I don't think. I think Everything Everywhere was carried by the critics and stuff doing it, so A24 didn't really have to campaign. And the Whales kind of have that same thing happen right now. It's not like they're out there like forcing people to watch The Whale. It's The Whale is building its own buzz. For this fifth slot, though, I agree. Mescal just doesn't seem likely. Cruz, like, he doesn't have anything. But for me, that's my coattail nomination. I would love LaBelle. I think LaBelle's more worthy, but he's a kid. And they do not like nominating kids in Best Actor. Cameron would have gotten the BAFTA. I would have put him in. He didn't get the BAFTA. He was the only thing for All Quiet not to get a BAFTA. He could have easily been a jury seat, and they still didn't take him. Mm-hmm. Hugh Jackman, The Son, I get why you're predicting that, like, because the stat of there has to be one former nomination for Best Actor in. I do have Cruise for that, but I feel like if you're doing that, you have to go with Cruise, Hanks, one of those two, because The Son is just so divisive. Not like The Whale. It's so divisive in the other direction, where people just despise this movie. Hugh Jackman's not even campaigning for this movie. Like, I get it's a name check, but if you're going to name check, you might as well do the guy who's out there campaigning, Tom Cruise or Tom Hanks. And to me, I saw a Man Called Otto this past week. I have no clue how this has not got anything. At minimum, it should have got the Globe comedy over Driver and White Noise. This is such a Beatty type performance, and a good performance as well, but it hasn't got anything. I'm not going to predict this to be the first nomination it gets. I agree with you. It's Cruise, it's LaBelle, and I would honestly say equal of Mescal at that 7th spot is Adam Sandler. They just copy over the SAG 5 because Adam Sandler's been on the trail. It's so weird to say his first nomination is going to be for Hustle.
Well, if his first nomination's not this year, it's probably next year.
Yeah, that's
it shows
true,
people are softening up to him. Uncut Gems was the first step where he just got snubbed everywhere. Hustle is the second step, and next year Spaceman, I think, is going to finally get him his nomination. And
I guess the last is just to address the other two people you mentioned. Calva, I honestly don't see a shot. If it's going to be a coattails to those people we mentioned before, and Pope would make sense, but he's also another A24 movie like Mescal, but even smaller. And
but a bigger performance
in my lineup.
A bigger performance.
Pope would be in my lineup, but I just think the movie's too small, and it probably needed BAFTA for to show some sign or SAG, and it didn't get either of those, and it just had to go to Globe, and to me it's just a repeat of Mahershala Ali last year for Swan Song. We'll have to see. This category gives me a headache, so I think that we're going to see at least one big surprise here. I agree. Or, I mean, honestly, whoever 5 is a surprise, because I don't... If anyone tells you there's a consensus 5, they're wrong. There is no consensus
There's no
5.
top 5. There's a top 4. There's no top 5. But anyways, thank you so much for joining us for our final predictions for the acting nominations at the Oscars this year. Let us know what you think. Who's your number 5 for Best Actor? Where's Michelle Williams going to be in? Is she supporting? Is she lead? Let us know what you think. And as always, my name's Matt.
And my name's Dyl, and this is Fantasy Filmball.